Okay, for the next video, I want to discuss putting in the sprue and adding the vents. Now, really, this would have been better if it would have come in, say, the sprue from the bale side, because then the metal could flow easier to get to the rest of the piece. But this particular wax can have the bale done a couple of different ways, and the only way to do that is if the metal enters from the backside. So that's why I'm doing it this way. What we want to do is we want to make it so the metal drops, and instead of just running into the bottom, we want it to flow around so that there's no obstruction, no turbulence. We want it to flow as easy as possible. And so to do that, so we'll take this out now. Set it aside. Now, let's see here. I've got this little dowel, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to push it into here. And I'm going to remove this sand right here. We want to kind of pack it in so that it's a nice smooth transition for the metal. And we also want to kind of round it so it can make that corner, the left and right corner, without being stopped. Okay, that side's pretty good. Now you're going to have to do the same thing on this side. So we're going to remove that sand right there. This is more like clay, but it's just a really fine sand. And then we're going to maybe use something smaller here. Maybe a knife, so we can round that. Just like so. Now another thing I found is that I felt that this area here, when I measured it, I thought maybe it was going to be a little bit thin. So what you can do is you can just scrape away some of this sand right here, blow it out so it's not inside your the channel part there, and that will thicken that area. Okay, once that's done, now we have to think about the venting. And what venting does is it allows a release for the air and the gases that build up when the metal is poured. So what I like to do is dig this out right at these vents here. I do that first. We do all of them. It's possible that it would come out if you just did one or two, but you know, it's a lot of work getting to this point, so you might as well do them all. So then what I do is I push this down to create this channel. Now a lot of people have a tendency to drag it across, and when you do that, I'll show you. Sometimes it causes the sand to go up on the edge. And then what happens is when you push the two together, it pushes it back down into that channel and it blocks it. See how it kind of came up on the side? So if you can more push it down, sometimes it works better. At this point, we're basically done with everything we need here. And so what's going to happen next, we want to make sure there's no little sand granules that are going to get caught in there. You want to make sure that these are going to fit together really well, that there's no sand in the way. Now we got a nice hole going down in there, and what I do is I have this tool here. This flask has a narrow side and a wide side, and I take the narrow side and I always have it on this side here. That clamps against there, and now I have a tool for pouring the metal into the hole. And that'll be another video. Alright, thank you.